Welcome! This is a short presentation outlining the basics of how to prepare for law school. This is only an introduction. It is not a substitute for working with your pre-law advisor. There are two advisors who can help you prepare for law school. I'm Amy Urbanik, and that's me on the left. Mayumi Kasai is on the right. During normal times, we're located in Building 44, which is a little yellow brick building just west of the parking lot for the campus store and the library. But due to COVID-19, we're currently working from home and are available for video and phone appointments, so we're still here to help you. We will help you prepare for law school while you're in college and help you with the application process when the time comes. We will even assist you after you graduate if you take off time between college and law school. So make an appointment with us soon. You can do that from our website. This is a screenshot of the top of our website. Please check it out. You can sign up for my pre-law email list by selecting Newsletter at the top and schedule an appointment by using the speech bubble icon on the right side of the screen. Below that is a box for pre-law that gives a lot of really good information for preparing for law school and the application process. Currently, we have information on how COVID-19 is affecting our office at the top of our page, although it's not shown here, so you'll always know what's going on. So, how do you prepare for law school? Interestingly, the only academic requirement is a bachelor's degree, and that can be in any subject. There's no specific classes that you need to take for law school. You don't even need to take law-related classes because law schools are quite sure you'll learn it all wrong and they will have to reteach it to you all over again the right way. Still, go ahead and take a constitutional law class or a business law class or other law-related class because you'll probably enjoy it. But just realize law schools won't really care. Law schools want well-educated applicants that they can teach the law, so take a rigorous and balanced course load each semester. It's a good idea to start your first semester at any new school with a lighter load because it's better to find out, oh, that was too easy, I can take more next semester, rather than find out too late that you took too much and now you're struggling. There's no best major for law school. I get that question all the time. Any major is great as long as it's the one that you enjoy, that you're going to be challenged by, and that you will excel in. Political science is the most common major of people applying to law school, and some people think, I need to do that major because it's the most common major, while others think, oh, I shouldn't do that major because it's common, so I need to do something more unusual. Neither of these is true. A common major's great, an uncommon major's great. So don't choose a major just because you think you should. Don't avoid a major just because you think it isn't appropriate. If it's what you enjoy studying, then go ahead and choose it. There is one exception in regard to choosing any major, and that is patent law. Because this involves science and inventions, it requires a science or engineering degree or so many science classes that you might as well go ahead and major in science or engineering. Now, if you're a transfer student or you really want to major in something else, that's fine. You can still do patent law, but you may have to take some additional science classes in order to do that. So while there's no specific classes that you need to take, there are important skills that you should develop in order to do well in law school. These are the tools of the attorney, which include analytical and problem-solving skills, reading and writing skills, communication skills, and organizational skills. You'll want to evaluate your major in relation to these skills and look for ways to develop skills that are missing in your major classes, either in general education or elective classes. In addition to the important skills that you'll want to develop, there are several areas of knowledge that will make things easier for you if you have at least a basic understanding of them before you start law school. You don't need to take classes in these subjects if you've gained the knowledge in another way, but they can help you guide your choices of classes if you haven't. American history is helpful because case law develops over time, so it's helpful to understand what was happening in the United States when a particular case was ruled on. Government is where our laws are made and evaluated, so it helps to understand the underlying political thought and structure of our government. Attorneys have a great deal of power over their clients' lives, so it's crucial to understand ethical behavior and have a commitment to justice. Because so much of our public policy is informed by economic theory, it is a good idea to have a basic understanding of macroeconomic theory. Law is a people-oriented profession, so understanding people, understanding their similarities and differences, understanding cultures and honoring cultural differences, these are all important. Logic is very important in analyzing and formulating legal arguments, so logic classes can help. There's no math in law school, but math is logic, so don't be afraid of it. It can help you develop those logic skills. And while you don't need to be a financial expert to do well in law school, knowing your way around a spreadsheet will make things a little bit easier when you're talking about financial cases. Your grades are extremely important when you apply to law school. Law school admission is competitive. The higher your grade point average is, the more options you'll have for schools when it comes time to apply. So focus on your studies. Competitive grade point averages are around 3.6, which is almost an A- average. So you'll want to earn as many A, A-, and B+ grades as possible. This does not mean if your grades are lower than that you can't go to law school, but the lower your grades are, the more difficult it will be. So if you are ever struggling, please ask for help. We are here to help you find resources so that you can be successful. When you apply to law school, you will have official transcripts from all colleges you've attended, including college classes taken in high school, sent to a central processing service. And they will recalculate your GPA based on their policies. And two of them are not quite as kind as the University of Utah's, so it's helpful to know about them early on. At the University of Utah, if you repeat a class, we only count the most recent grade in your grade point average. That is better or worse, so keep that in mind. But when you apply to law school, all grades are counted, the first one and the second one. So don't rely on repeats to keep your grade point average up. If you take classes credit, no credit, that's great. Most of these will be activity classes like bowling or snowboarding or yoga, and they're good for your health and for stress relief. And if you attend and participate, you will get your credit grade, and you will get 1 or 2 credit hours. If you don't participate, you will get an NC or no credit grade, and you will not receive credit. Neither of these is going to affect your University of Utah GPA. But when you apply to law schools, no credit grades are going to get turned into failing grades. A failing grade in bowling would just be very unfortunate since all you needed to do was go to class. So make sure you get your credit grades. One other policy that is important to understand is withdrawals. For the first 2 weeks of the semester, if you withdraw from a class, it goes away. It's like it never happened. You're dropping the class. After the first 2 weeks of the semester, you'll have a W on your transcript where the grade would be. Now, 1 or 2 of these is not a problem. Law schools don't care if you have to withdraw once or twice, but they don't like to see a pattern of W's. And so if you have to withdraw a lot, you'll need to explain what happened. Now, it is important to know that W's are always better than a bad grade, so don't fail a class because you thought you shouldn't withdraw, but really only use the withdrawal when you absolutely need to. When a law school evaluates an application, the first questions they ask is, are you capable of handling the rigorous curriculum, and how well have you demonstrated that? This is where your grade point average is important, and also the LSAT score, which is that delightful test that you get to take when it's time to apply to law school. But they'll receive many applications from capable students, and they still have to make hard choices about who to admit. So the next question they ask is, are you an interesting person? What else were you doing while in school? If you have a 4.0 grade point average, but you've done absolutely nothing but study, that's kind of boring. So the extracurriculars, or activities you do outside of school, are important. Now, it's similar to your major in that it doesn't much matter what the topic is. The purpose is to demonstrate that you have things you're passionate about and demonstrate an excellence in whatever you do. Quality is more important than quantity, so as you figure out your interests, get more heavily involved in the one or two things that are the most important to you. Now, public service or volunteering is not required, but lawyers kind of have a bad reputation. So regularly giving back to your community throughout your college experience demonstrates that you're the kind of person who cares and will be an asset to the legal profession, not a liability. So doing a whole bunch of community service shortly before applying, having done none in the past, that doesn't help because that just demonstrates you're padding your resume, and they won't look on that all that favorably. However, do not neglect your classes to get involved in all the amazing opportunities we have at the University of Utah. Remember, the first questions law school asks about an applicant is, can they handle the academic work at law school? So having an awesome resume will not make up for poor grades, and you can always add activities as you go along, but as I mentioned earlier, you can never get rid of a low grade. The life of an attorney is not like TV shows like How to Get Away with Murder or podcasts that you might listen to. It involves more research and writing than anything else. So make sure law school is the best option for you before you spend 3 years and tens of thousands of dollars on it. Is it worth the investment in time and money? Research the field and network with attorneys before applying. Law is a research-oriented profession, and it requires a great deal of networking. So these are good skills to practice now to make sure law school is the best option for you. You only need a law degree for one thing, and that's to practice law. While you can do 1,000 things with a law degree, you can do 999 of those things without it. So don't go to law school because you don't know what else to do. Go because it's the right option for you. When you apply to law school, you are going to need around 3 letters of recommendation, and at least one of these should be from an instructor who knows you well enough to provide a good evaluation of you and your academic skills. So you'll want to prepare for these along the way and not wait until the last minute, because you don't want to realize a month before you apply to law school that you don't know any professors. Get to know your professors now. There are many excellent resources and amazing opportunities at the University of Utah to help you prepare for law school. Here's a list of a few, but it's only a sample, so make an appointment with your pre-law advisor to explore these and other opportunities. We're here to help you all along the way, and we look forward to meeting with you soon.